Hello Gundam fans, this is Brad92, and today I'll be looking at the 10144 high grade Gundam Exia Dark Matter from the Gundam Build Fighters series. So this is a heavily modified Gundam Exia high grade, and I gotta say, I like the way it looks. Initially wasn't I mean it's Exia, so yeah, I like it on that basis, but the armor was a little too different for me, but now that I have it and I built it, I actually really like the way it looks. It's very menacing, very demonic, in a way. All the spiky pieces, that new face. Which you do get the original Exia face, if I can find it here, which... There it is. You do get the original Exia face, with the old stickers. So you can, if you want, you can just give them that one if you like this one, which is a good thing. Although I do kind of like this one just for something different. Basically, everything that's red, this kind of a blood red, is a new piece, which is actually pretty good. I'm glad they went so heavy on the modification. And the backpack is pretty neat as well. It does give you a feel of Double O Riser a little bit. A little bit. Definitely, it looks cool. Now there are quite a few stickers, mostly detailing, of course, the eyes, the forehead camera, back of the head, all the clear red, which are clear red, they're not just clear, have silver stickers, which you can see really bring out the shine on those clear pieces. Very good. Little yellow on the vents, which is the only yellow on the actual kit. And, of course, the little gray pieces that Exia's always had on the arms, on the front skirts, on the side of the legs, and the front of the legs. Of course, this is the R2 model, so you have the legs that are smooth on the hips, and the elbow armor, and the back skirt, which also has a sticker. And then there's also the sticker for the eyes, for the little drone thing, which I'll talk about later. And it is back heavy because he has a massive backpack, but because there's so many joints on the backpack, you can get him to stand like that with no problem. So I gotta say, I really do like how this thing looks. I do. The head goes up and down, and forward and back, and rotates. Arms can go forward and back, and rotate, and go out, and rotate above the elbow, and bend at one joint at the elbow, ball joint at wrist. You have a swivel at the waist, which is pretty free moving. You can just kind of get this out of the way so you can rotate all the way around. The ball jointed front skirts. The legs can go forward and back, separate from the waist, and do the jig, 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 which is actually, I think, the first kit that did that. Maybe. The legs go forward. Not much back, because of the bigger back skirts. Out a little. They do rotate the hips, although these pieces here for the weapons, if you pop them off and just put the black covers on here, you can get 360 rotation pretty much, but with them on it is hindered, but this is how it does show it, mostly on the box art. Double jointed knee, always like how that bends, very cool. And you got the foot armor, and you have a hinge ankle and a ball jointed foot. And then the backpack is more articulated than I originally thought. You got a hinge at the base, so you do have a little bit up and down, not a whole bunch. And then you got the ball joint you just saw here. And then you've also got the ball joint, it's tucked in here on the top piece, the black part, and then the bottom part has a ball joint for the red. So you can have the wing pieces kind of separated or close together like that. You can have them back if you want, or forward to distribute the weight. And these wing pieces can also move. And you can also rotate these spiky pieces. They're on ball joints. They're very tight though, so I wouldn't recommend it too much. You might break something. But this kit is very articulate. It's as articulate as the Exia. Nothing's really hindered by the new pieces. and just have this backpack, which it could act as a third or fourth leg because of these spikes. So you can get him doing stuff and not have him fall over, unless you hit him, like I just did. So articulation is still as good as it ever was. Now the Dark Matter Exia has a set of holding hands and the open left hand, just like the original, but it now comes with a set of holding hands which are angled at the ball joint, and these are perfect for the new swords, a fire sword and an ice sword. Just the original Gene Sword 1 blade and Gene Sword 2 with a nice clear orange instead of green. I like that. But then they tell you to put stickers on the hilt, and I don't know why, because they're just the black ones that are the same as the on the hip armor. It looks a lot better black than with these stupid stickers, I gotta say. They look pretty cool though, but because they gave them these spikes, it's hard to get these hands to hold them, which is why they gave them these. So you can actually have the hand hold it, and nothing gets in the way, and it looks a little more natural, I think. Kind of, like, it's more of a battle pose. Like that. Which Exia did, I think, in some of the promotional art. His Gian's long sword or short sword would be like that. So it does look pretty good, and you can mount them on the hips. You just have to take off the cover right here. And just use the inside of the sword and just plug it in. So now you have them stored. Which is cool, but like I said, you can take this off altogether and just replace the cap onto the hip if you don't want these sticking out. But let's get the other hand in here because they also kept Exia's Gian shield part from the Gian sword. It is new pieces. The beam rifle part is the original, and so is the connector here. This is new, and the shield part is new. This part really doesn't stay on. It doesn't clip into place. You think it would, but it just kind of seems to rest there. So it comes off a little too easily. It's got a hole. I don't really know why. I guess you could peg something in there. I don't know what. I'm sure you can think of things like, I don't know, things. And it goes on just like the original. But then again, this part doesn't really move, so it's a little harder to get it in with it. This part, it's gonna come off. Or it's not gonna come off. Alright. What is? And so now you have the Gian rifle. But this little hole here can use one of the two clear pink beams that the original did not come with, but the R2 came with. So it was in the kit, I believe. And so there you have a beam saber on it. I actually really think that's cool. It is an interesting modification of a Gian sword. Having the beam saber come out of that. I like that. Because it means they can utilize the other blades into these. But that's not it. Because after it lost this, and it lost these in the anime, these red blade parts detached from the backpack. Of course, the ball joints that want to stay are the ones I don't want to stay. Isn't that always the way? And you have a little handle, and it has a little peg. Don't cut that off. It makes it, well, you can, but I mean, it makes it easier to pop these out. And you flip the blade forward, and all of a sudden you have an extra pair of swords for the arms. And because of the handle here, you can kind of move it around, get it into the right position so it kind of rests around the hand and the arm, and pop that stupid frickin' cover off. But I like that too. That's neat, having another set of blades, and it does kind of look like blades. It is a little fiddly, but like I said, you can mess around with it and get it in the right position so it stays. Now let me find that cover piece. Okay, now there is one more thing to show, and that is the backpack. The Dark Matter Booster, I believe it's called. And get this part back onto it. This thing is kind of neat in its own respect. Actually, I think I did it the wrong way. I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Looks like that. Because now you can take this little part here, flip it up, and get the wings forward. And I guess you can have them out if you want. And then spread these parts that are around the G and drive, and now you have a little... I don't know why, it reminds me of something like Ratbat from Transformers. It just kind of does. But it's got a little tripod leg. Well, you have to kind of get the wings out of the way in order for it to utilize that. It has a peg on the back side. Now, I assume this is to connect the strike. That would make sense. In fact, let me get the strike. Alright, let's find out. Let's find out. That will be a yes. So that added connector connects it to the strike, because it's just long enough to fit into the indent. So now you have the dark matter build strike. Kinda neat. I like that quite a bit. And I'm sure it could connect to other models that have one peg system. Yeah. And it also has, if I can get that up there, has those stickers I talked about. A little camera sticker here that's like a copper color. I think it's the same eyes as the Exia. And it also has this. The G drive tip can come off, and you've got a hole in here. Attaching other stuff, I suppose. I'm not sure what would fit in there. But you got the option. It is a cool little thing to have. I like it. And it does, and this is modified specifically for the dark matter because you also get, along with the face of the original Exia, the G and Drive. This is the first mode that it had at the end of 00 Season 2. It doesn't fit. Not made for this back piece. This is a completely new mold. So, you got it. Custom, I guess. But those are pretty much it for the accessories. Now, in the anime, it did have the Vulcans of the arms, which were also beam sabers. You can't do that here. You'd have to modify the arm. But it is still a pretty awesome loadout of accessories. I really do like this thing. Weapons are pretty good. They're integrated well. I didn't know that these were initially blades when I saw the artwork of it until they actually showed it on the show. Yeah, I like what they did to the G and sword. I like the backpack. I like the new swords and the use of the old parts. Stupid stickers, but overall, really good accessories. Alright, so comparison time, guys. Let's start off with the strike, since I've still got it here. And since I did fight the strike, mostly like this, because the backpack didn't last long. The weapons didn't last long. And the Miss Sazbi. Yeah. Exia is an average size mobile suit, so Sazbi kind of towers over it. But of course, let's show off the Exias. Here is the R2. I still have that sword with it, which this is based off. And how about a closer color scheme? The Astria F-type, which is the Exia mold. Redone, like that. And how about an add-on to the Exia Avalanche Dash, which is of course taller if you include his little skis. But I can't end this review of a custom Exia without my custom Exia, the Strike Exia, which will soon be dwarfed by my real grade, which I will build eventually, but there we go. So that is the Exia Dark Matter. I really, really like this. Initially I was skeptical about having such a dramatic change in the design, but I think all the parts are very good. It looks pretty menacing, I have to say, with all these new pieces. And the parts that they added to it and modified from the original are pretty good. Be careful of the ball joints. Ball joints are crappy, the polygon ones, so they might be a little loose here and there. That's just the way it goes. It's not the model's fault. Yeah, it's Exia, but kind of demonic. So that is about it, and I'll see you at the next review.